beautiful people. I'm Maria Beatriz Naveses, 20 years old from Karkar City, Cebu. As you are watching this video, we will get to know the unique and artistic crafts of the dream weavers of Lake Cebu, South Cotabato, Philippines. What are we waiting for? Let's go! It is already known that Philippines is a culturally diverse country and a home of many indigenous groups. And what you just have seen is the Tibuli tribe of Lake Cebu, South Cotabato, who are popular with their craft called tinalak, which is the weaving tradition of their tribe produced by the women Tibuli known as dream weavers. Quick trivia on why they are called dream weavers is that the pattern of their tinala cloth is inspired by their dreams. That's why it's called dream weavers.
One kind of tinalak is the yakumo. It is a very sacred cloth and it's considered as the mother of all tinalak. This cloth usually measures 5.5 inches in width and 35 inches in height. This cloth is made from abaca, where the Tibuli men would harvest the abaca and extract it into 1-inch strips, while the Tibuli women would do all the rest, such as rubbing and squeezing the fibers to make it more malleable for weaving. The dream weavers would then weave the fibers using the backstrap loom, and when yakumo is taken off from the loom, it is beaten with a wooden club to soften the fabric and uses a seashell that is suspended from a bamboo stick to add shine to it. The dyes used in coloring the fibers are from the extract of the plants, such as the red dye, or called by the Tibuli as hulo, came from the bark of the roots of the loco tree. The black dye, known as hitam in Tibuli dialect, is from the plant called handloom, a tree that belongs to the ebony family. Yakumo is used by the Tibuli tribe in various significant ceremonies. Going back to the ancient times, it served as a blanket or a bedsheet of a leader of a powerful clan. It is also the most revered offering, made more powerful when offered together with a kamagi, kagalbansuit, sudang, or kafilan. The legends claim that Yakumo was first created by the sisters of Tudbulol, an epic hero and a warrior of immense wealth of the Tibuli tribe. It was also believed that only a handful of weavers are gifted by Fudalo, the Tinalak spirit mentor, to create the Yakumo. In current times, it is used by the Tibuli tribe in calling spirits for blessings, usually for bountiful harvests, tapping of water sources, and other significant community activities requiring collective spiritual communion. It is also commonly used by the Tibuli tribe during their wedding ceremonies, which they call moninum. They drape it in front of the house where the ceremony is being performed and use it as a backdrop for the ceremonial wedding dance.
The making of yakumo is amazingly extensive and it requires a strenuous process. The materials used by the tribe comes from nature, and the effort they poured into making such cloth shows on how diligent and creative these people are and how blessed the Philippines for having these kinds of people. And it is a reminder to us Filipinos that we should be proud of our own. I think that's all for this video. I hope you learned something. Salamat Belayu! Bye!
Do you want to deepen your knowledge about the indigenous craft in different provinces of the Philippines? If yes, you are in the right place. Hello everyone, I am April Rose Nifiel, 20 years old, and I was born in Gabgaban, Barili, Cebu. This video will take us to the southern part of the Philippines. Welcome to Lanao, Mindanao. Lanao, province region of the Philippine Mindanao, is the homeland of the Maranao people. Everywhere you look around in Lanao, there's always a reminder of how art thrives amidst its episodes of struggles. Maranao people are not just good in terms of farming, but they also excel in making textiles, woodwork, metalwork, and architecture, as this is their way of cultural expression. One of its craft is panolong and house ornament. This is a carved beam that protrudes in front of the torogan. A torogan is a house where a highest title holder in Mindanao lived. This craft is made out of wood, and basically carving is the main process in making this craft. For instance, they will choose the wood considering its required size, and then the design will be marked on the surface of the wood, and finally, they will engrave the marked design. Panolong has two different types of design. We have the Naga motif and the ochre motif. Ochre motif is the design used in making panolong because ochre motif is an art depicting the indigenous originality of the Maranao people. This is because colonizers failed to seize Maranaos due to their strong resistance and violent opposition to Christian influences from Spaniards. They were able to retain their rich culture despite of the colonizers who went through their territories. Some of the panolong has a naga motif, and according to the novel group of Mindanao, a natural phenomenon which is an earthquake is a result of a giant serpent moving below the earth. Therefore, Naga motif represent the giant serpent who created an earthquake that they always experience. Philippine craft will never be complete without the contribution of Maranao craft. That's all for this video. I hope you learned something about panolong in Lanao, Mindanao, Philippines. See you in another video for another Philippine province to visit and another craft to be amazed of.
Philippine Indigenous craft is very important because it represents our culture and tradition. It promotes the heritage of the country through the use of indigenous materials, and it preserves our traditional knowledge and talents.
Guys, welcome to my vlog. I'm Vangeline Lumasdang. I'm 25 years old and I was born in Gaas, Balamban, Cebu. Today, I would like to promote one of the famous indigenous crafts by the Maranao people, which originated in Mindanao, which is the sari manok. Manok is a legendary bird for the Maranao people and become an ubiquitous symbol for them. It is depicted as a fowl with colorful wings and feathered tail holding fish on its back. Of the sari manok is decorated with screw leaf and spiral motifs. Manok can be made in a form of sculpture, drawing, and painting. For Maranao people, the sari manok symbolizes good fortune, good luck, power, beauty, and prestige wealth.
In addition, just like our Miss Universe representative Rabea Mateo wore an elegant 4-in-1 orange dress for her final evening gown. Wearing this exquisite dress said to be was actually inspired by the mythical bird Sari Manok that symbolizes good fortune. Guys, we need to promote our Philippine indigenous crafts to provide a means of cultural expression and are a vehicle for the maintenance and transmission of Philippine culture. This is indigenous craft used to promote health and well-being and improve the lives of indigenous women and provide self-esteem to young indigenous people. Love our indigenous craft and be proud of it.
And that's all for today. Ipagmalaki natin ang sariling atin. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye!
Mindanao, 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 Mindanao.
Good day everyone, so for today's vlog, we'll be talking about one of the indigenous crafts from Mindanao, popularly made by thousands of people, which is called the habol piyahian, and they are made by the Holoano, Sulu or Sulu. They are one of the largest of the Muslim ethnic groups of the southwestern Philippines. They live primarily in the Sulu archipelago, the southwest of the island Mindanao, mainly in the Holo Island. A habol piyahian is either slung across the shoulder or allowed to hang monocon. In modern times, habol piyahian has been put into many uses, not just as a sash or shoe for the waist, but many affluent women have been making a dress out of the expensive habol. It signifies beauty and affluence among thousands of women. Its hand embroidering personalizes specific style usually worn by bride or guests during wedding ceremonies or any formal events. An authentic habol piyahian is painstakingly embroidered by hand to perfection, and it takes 3 to 6 months for this habol to finish. The brightest silk is often used for the habol to underscore the design, which follows an ukil pattern, which is geometric and flowing designs, a flower or peacock pattern. One of these range from 20 to 25,000. So I will show you guys a short clip on how these habol are made. That's it for the habol piyahian, and see you in the next vlog.
good day. So this is Jerilyn A. Panisan, 20 years of age, and I was born and raised from the province of Leyte. So for today's video, I will be introducing to you an indigenous craft which is prevalent in the southern Philippines, specifically in the Islamic region of Mindanao, and as in much in the rest of the Southeast Asia. So the indigenous craft I am referring to was the beetle box. So this fine Mindanao beetle box is notable for two reasons. First, its relative austerity of its decoration, and second, it still has its original carrying chain attached to it. These boxes comprises an outer hinge lid and handles, to which a thick carrying chain is attached. The box is edged all the way around with raised upper and lower borders that are inlaid with silver. The lid has a central raised rectangular section which is also inlaid with silver. So the silver inlay comprises the scrolling obit-obit or stylized row patterns. Designs such as this are drawn from a local repertoire that has its origin in wood carving. The inner box is divided into 3 lidded compartments. Usually, the wealthier Maranao families on Mindanao were able to afford elaborate silver-inlaid brass beetle boxes. Such boxes were used to show off to household visitors and from which they were offered beetle and other components such as lime and leaves used to make up the beetle quilt. So that would be all for the beetle box, an indigenous craft from the province of Mindanao. Thank you for watching.
Good day everyone, I am Ellen Rose B. Panonce and I am 20 years old. I was born in Cebu City. So today we'll be talking about one of the Philippines' indigenous craft, which is the inaol. So let us first know on where is it made, how and by whom was it made, and what are the social and artistic purposes of inaol.
Inaol is the famous Maguindanao hand-woven fabric. Inaol came from a Maguindanaoan word which literally means weaved. It is a unique fabric, manually and meticulously woven mostly by Maguindanaoan women weavers in Mindanao. It is a treasured cultural tradition as it captures the Maguindanao symbol of distinction and royalty, and a source of pride and a testament to the rich cultural heritage of the people. They give honor to this regal fabric along with the weavers who painstakingly create them with the celebration of the Inaol Festival in Maguindanao every February 8 to 14. To capture the essence of their tradition and culture, they start the process of making inaol by arranging the threads, which are tanor, which is cottony, silky rayon, and shiny catillado, to determine the colors, quantity, and length of the malong. The threads are placed on a wheel, spun, and inserted into the loom comb, which creates unique designs. Traditionally, the royal blood will weave their own inaol with their own designs, and some were exclusively made by the weavers of Dream. However, ordinary Moro people are not allowed to wear it before. It is commonly used by the Maguindanaoans as a malong, which is a tubular skirt or sarong that wraps around the lower part of the body and worn as a traditional dress by both men and women. Colors of yellow and orange represents royalty, while red means bravery. Green signified peace and tranquility. White is the color of purity, which spoke of sadness and mourning. Black means dignity, and at present the colors and lines are a matter of choice. New designs incorporate pastel to dark shades are very commonly used. Today, inaol is no longer confined as traditional garments. The beautiful woven fabric of Mindanao is now being made into modern outfits, such as gowns, long and short-sleeved shirts for men, trousers, accessories, among many others. Example of the modern evolution of the inaol fabric are the fashionable and glamorous ball gowns worn by the Miss Universe candidates of 2017 during Mindanao Tapestry Show in Davao City. Inaol represents how Magindanaoans preserve their inheritance, strengthen their unity, nourish their culture, defend their land, and share their own bounty. It is the embodiment of the past of Magindanaoans. It is the joy of their present, and it is the hope of their future.
That's all for today, and I hope that you will love Philippine crafts more. Tangkilikin natin ang sariling atin.
Hi guys! Welcome to another video. I am Mary Grace Panenshalman, 20 years old from Cebu City. For today's video, I am going to be talking about one of the Sultanate of Lanao symbol of power. If you're interested, keep on watching as I walk you through it. Let's go. Torogan is a traditional house built by the Maranao people of Lanao for a sultan or datu who holds the highest rank in a community. Simply, this is a house built for the Maranao royalties.
It is elevated above the ground by columns cut from trees of huge girth, or what they call as tukod. And at the center is what they call as the tapuwili post, surrounded by 25 others at the base. So each of these hard tree trunks stands on huge stones that are half buried on the ground that act as shock absorbers, making the house sway during earthquakes or strong winds. Dorong is the multi-purpose ground space under the wooden beams, while the main house on the second floor is called Boro. The walls of the Torogan houses are covered with plywood sticks, and the roof are thatched with dried coconut leaves. The house appears as a huge hall since there is no interior partition. The stiff-rooted building made through wood carving is decorated with 7 or more panolongs at the front and at the sides, which is the most distinct part of Torogan houses. And apart from the basic elements of this structure, it is intricately engraved with the flowing geometries of the Maranao design system called okir. And a Torogan is not complete without the legendary bird Sari Manok being displayed inside.
As I have said earlier, Torogan houses were built for Maranao royalties. Hence, it was one of the Sultanate of Lanao's symbol of power. The Torogan houses symbolize the rank and leadership of the occupant and the owner.
The Sultan, along with his wife, children, and servants, lived on it. However, it was more than just a residence. It was also a communal house where the affairs of the community were held. It served as a multi-purpose building which functions as a meeting hall when the datu calls for a conference, or a social hall for community gatherings like weddings, coronations, and etc.
And that's it for this video. I hope you guys learned something. And remember, let us be proud of our roots and promote Philippine Indigenous crafts. Paalam at salamat.
Welcome to the land of promise.
Mindanao!
Mindanao is the second largest island in the Philippines after Luzon.
It is located in the southern region of the archipelago. It is considered as the major breadbasket of the Philippines, and it's known for its beaches, rivers, and other tourist destinations.
Mindanao is the largest island in the Philippines and is the richest in terms of culture and indigenous crafts.
It is really true that Mindanao has the richest culture because these were not only shown on special occasions and festivals. It is shown on their livelihood, on their artworks, and the way they dress themselves.
One of which is the Inabal textile by the Bagobo tribe.
Inabal is the woven cloth of the Bagobo Tagabawa women. It takes hard work and perseverance in making such textile. It is made out of abaca fibers with the use of vegetable and natural dyes. The process starts from extraction of abaca fibers from the leaf sheets through hand stripping. Then pound the fibers and air dry for 24 hours. This process takes 1 to 2 weeks, and the weaving process takes another week for completion. After 3 weeks to 1 month, you can now see the most intricate and beautifully made Inabal textile. I am flexing Inabal textile because this textile is in the verge of extinction because of the dwindling number of the Bagobo Tagabawa women involved in weaving because of the lack of market. And for me, this platform is a great help for them to show to the world, to show to everybody that they have a lot to offer.
And this had been Jessa Ragana saying, choose the ones that is beautifully made, choose the beautifully made.
Piliin mo ang Pilipinas.
Hello everyone, I am Jamai Pedro Gasal, 20 years old and born in the Queen City of the South, Cebu City. So for today's video, what I'm going to share to you is one of the indigenous crafts found in Mindanao. And this is kendi.
The kendi is a well-known form in the Southeast Asian repertoire of vessels, and it has played a significant role in the rituals and daily life of the region since ancient times. The renowned ceramic centers produce ritualistic kendi made of hard clay and covered with an integrating greenish glaze or painted with symbolic motifs. Kendi is made of precious metal such as gold, silver, or bronze. It usually appears in sculpture and painting as an attribute. It was used as a ritual container for holy water collected from sacred rivers and blessed by the gods, in the coronation ceremony of a king who cleansed himself with the water as a symbol of purification. It was also revered in the Philippines that it serves as furniture accompanying the dead to their grave. The kendi was treasured enough to become an heirloom that was passed down through the generations. Furthermore, this Maranao kettle is also used for tea by the well-off families of Maranao tribe of southern Mindanao. Because of its widespread popularity and versatility, it attracted markets of different countries. At the other end of the spectrum, the kendi made of unglazed fired clay, has long, continuous history of use as a humble, utilitarian vessel that was ideal for its cooling properties and for its portability, such as carrying water when traveling from village to village or for a longer journey by boat. The two openings make the candy suitable for both pouring and drinking liquids. It is distinguished from other pouring vessels such as jug or pitcher or flagon by the absence of a handle. To drink from a candy, grab the neck with one hand, place the other on the base for support if desired, hold the vessel away from the body, point the spout towards the mouth, and slowly tilt it to start the water flowing. As the lips never touch the spout, the candy is a hygienic and convenient communal drinking vessel.
That's it for today's video. I hope you learned something. And remember to always take pride of our indigenous crafts. Bye!
Good day everyone, I am Maika May Bernario. I am 20 years old and I was born in Cebu City. So, as we all know, the Philippines has been known for producing different indigenous creative crafts coming from the different regions in the country. And it would be an honor for me as a student to share to you my knowledge and as well as how I get to love my country even more through these indigenous creative crafts. So for today, I am going to share to you one specific craft coming from the island of Mindanao, which is tinalak. Tinalak is a sacred cloth woven by the Tiboli people in the communities around Lake Cebu, Mindanao Island. So traditionally, they were made by women of royal blood, and thousands of patterns are actually referenced with folklores and stories that are known to the Tiboli women by memory. Tinalak weavers are also referred to as true dream weavers, as it is believed that designs and the patterns were sourced from the images of their dreams as handed and guided by a spiritual guardian called Fudalo. So this Fudalo is also what they call as the spirit of Abaca. So it is actually perfected over decades of practice by the Tiboli women, and only a handful of master weavers can be considered as true dream weavers, wherein the works of these dream weavers are valued highly. Tinalak has a distinctive tricolor scheme, white for the pattern, red for the relief elements, and black or deep brown for the background. So how is tinalak produced? Tinalak production starts with an abaca fiber being stripped from the abaca tree. It is cleaned, it is dried, and separated into strands. And these fibers used in weaving are prepared in a process called kadungon. Then two metal blades are used to quickly remove the pulp and reveal the filaments, which are worked by hand into fine threads. Then during tembong, or connecting in English, an artisan will connect individual threads end to end. Then after that, the process of temugo, or dyeing, using natural vegetable dyes produced by the Tiboli weavers themselves, is done in the ikat style using beeswax and natural pigments. The fibers, they are first boiled in a black dye for several weeks, and then the weaving, they are done in a backstrap loom, and a piece of cloth can take up to a month of uninterrupted work. And then the final stage of the process, or what we call asimaki, involves burnishing the fabric with cowrie shell that is heated by friction, and then finally a nut oil is used to condition the fabric and add sheen. The end product requires months of work to produce a single unique weaving. So that is how a tinalak is produced. Tinalak is actually used for ritual purposes as an offering to the spirits and as well as during festival celebrations. It is used as an exchange between families for food and supplies in the Tiboli's barter economy, which endures up to this day, and is also used as an exchange during marriage and as well as used as a covering during birth to ensure a safe delivery. It is really spiritually infused, and there's a saying that no one should ever step into a weaving in progress because doing so may risk illness. And if someone will cut the cloth, it will cause sickness or even death, unless done according to traditions. And if a weaving is sold, a brass ring is often attached in order to appease the spirit. So we can really say that it is spiritually infused, and the whole process of tinalak weaving from dyeing to weaving is descended from generation to generation of maternal relatives that necessitated a community of woven fabrics and as well as traditional plant-based dyeing in order to sustain the tradition of tinalak weaving. That would be all. I hope you learned something, and I also hope that you learn to love our country even more through this indigenous creative craft and get to share it with others. So thank you all for watching.
Mabuhay, Philippines! I am Mabel Rose V. Santillan, 21 years old, born and raised in the beautiful island of Bantayan. And now let us explore one of the indigenous craft in the beautiful province of Sarangani. In 1991, the National Museum Archaeological Team discovered anthropomorphic secondary burial jars in Ayub Cave, Barangay Pinol, Maitom, Sarangani Province, that were dated to the Middle Age about 5 BC to 225 AD or before Christ was born. Each of the 29 jars recovered from the site is unique. The jars are commonly known today as Maitom jars. These burial jars are made of earthenware and are characterized by their designs that suggest human figure with complete or partial facial features of the first inhabitants in Mindanao. What makes the Maitom jars uniquely different is how the anthropomorphic features depict specific dead persons whose remains they guard. So far, there have been 4 classified kinds of cover and lid. First, we have the anthropomorphic motif or head, tronconical with simple applique design, simple ovaloid with 4 ear handles, and a tronconical with adze shape and round spinning shape motif. While there are 3 types of heads, the plain, perforated, and painted red and black from hematite and organic material. The black paint may indicate where the hair of the dead has once been. Some jars are decorated with glass beads and shell scopes, spoons, and pendants. All of these features represent and reflect the Maitom potter's creativity and thinking abilities. For the heads of the anthropomorphic covers portray different facial expressions and emotions, ranging from happiness and contentment to sadness and grief. Other heads also display full sets of teeth. Others appear to be toothless. Furthermore, these Maitom jars give emphasis to the Filipinos' popular belief of the life after death, wherein these serve as our connection to the people whom we love that are already dead. And for the eyes, since the eyes are believed to be expressive, it portrayed in Maitom jars are given high regard in describing the dead, which are classified to 4 major shapes. We have the almond, ovaloid, round, and rectangular. For its arms and hands, the most common type of arms and hands are appliqued and molded. Their human-like forms were associated with metal implements like bracelets. The mouth is generally distinguished by how many teeth are showing. Some mouths hold 2 rows of incised teeth, 1 row of incised teeth, 2 rows of teeth and tongue, row of teeth with holes in each base, or 1 row of teeth with a hole on the middle of ear tooth. For its nose, the base of the nose are either triangular, concave, beak-like, or bulbous. In fact, some of the designs in the pottery were similar to those found in southwestern Mindanao, but the detailed facial expression is unique. The making of this earthenware depicting human figures and faces indicates a high level of craftsmanship. Indeed, the discovery of burial jars uncovers significant clues to the prehistory of the Maguindanao. I hope that you've learned from this short exploration of ours. I am and will always be proud to be a Filipino. Mabuhay, Philippines!
Hi everyone, this is Mark Francis Alante, 19 years old, made, born, and raised in Cebu City. But, do you want to know what else is made, born and raised in Cebu City. Okay, so guitars, although they didn't really originate from Cebu, um, the guitars made from Cebu are famous throughout the Philippines because of their affordable price and world-class quality and durability. So um, Cebu has a long history of guitar making due to its traditional industry. Most of the guitar manufacturers are family-owned enterprises passed on from one generation to another. Cebu-made guitars are popular right now with local tourists and Filipino expatriates who buy them as gifts when they go back to the United States or from whichever country they may come from. The guitars are also popular with foreign tourists who buy them as souvenir items. So not only are these guitars durable, they're also artistic. So as you can see here in the corner, focus that. So there's a pattern to it, like that. And then here is it's just a sticker. That's not the brand name, so it's from Urban Superior. It's a shoe shop. It has a lot of sneakers there. So Urban Superior.
Baka naman.
And then at the bottom here we have like the dials for I think the volume, and it goes with this like jack for connecting it to a sound system, which I believe does not work anymore. So yeah, that's it. By the way, this guitar has been around for like I think it's around 12 years now. So this guitar lasted longer than my. So with regards to what I said about it earlier, that it is highly durable, this is one of the reasons why. So if you take a look at the back, it's like unlike other guitars like this. This kind of guitar is like the side and the back part of it is made in one piece. So basically it removes the possibility of the binding agent or like the glue from splitting the two sides apart like that. Also this thing has the structural integrity of like a Nokia 3310. So what made me say this, it's about what happened earlier. Yep. Yeah. So today guitars are being used obviously for music, making songs, and apparently it can also be used in interrogating criminals.
2, 3, 4.
Country that is composed of more than 7,000 islands and a home for about 108 million Filipinos. Welcome to the Philippines! While the Philippines is known all over the world as one of the best travel destinations for having pristine beaches and historic places, this country has a lot to offer in terms of culture and tradition.
One of the evidences of our identity is our very own indigenous crafts that are used in the past as part of their daily lives and are still made and used up until now. I am Ella Amortexip, a modern Filipina, and welcome to Vlog 101.
So for today's vlog, I am going to highlight one of the most renowned indigenous crafts found in Mindanao. Let me present to you this. So as you can see, Kris is a sword. The word Kris is actually a Maranao term for sword, and unlike other common looking swords, the Kris has a very significant molded shape. One of the things that made Kris different from a normal sword is its blade. As opposed to the straight form of the blade, the Kris blade is in wave pattern. So according to the people in Lanao del Sur, the wave pattern of the blade represents the life of the Maranaos in connection with water because they also find their livelihood in water. So you might wonder, where did I get this one? Where did I get Kris? Actually, this is just a replica. This is made of wood. But the actual Kris is made of
different materials. The blade of Kris is made from layers of different iron ores that often contains nickel. The pommel is made of hardwood burl with the handle being wrapped in lacquered fiber. The scabarbs were made of wide-grain native hardwoods like mahogany, teak, and nara, lashed together with rattan or metal strips. So how is Kris made? Well, a bladesmith makes the blade in layers of various metals. Some blades can be made in a relatively short time, while more refined and elaborate weapons can take years or even a lifetime to complete. In a high-quality Kris, the metal of the blade has been folded dozens or even hundreds of times and handled with the utmost precision. There are Kris blades that purportedly carry the imprints of the smith's thumbs or even lips, which were impressed upon the blade during the forging process. Blades are acid etched after forging to bring out the contrasting patterns formed by the various metals.
Accordingly, these swords are made by the Maranaos living in Lanao del Sur and in other parts of Mindanao. If you want to learn how to make the Kris, then you can check this channel, and there you can see a full video showing the process in making the Kris. From the remnants of our past, this weapon is a key symbol of man's status and rank in society, because unlike the ordinary Kris, the Kris of upper class is made of ivory, brass, silver, and other exotic materials. Also, this weapon is used in talisman and in combat.
Thus, we can truly say that Kris is really important to Philippine culture, especially to the Maranaos. Let us always remember that we Filipinos have Kris as one of our indigenous crafts that symbolizes the bravery of our ancestors.
Also, let us always appreciate our indigenous crafts because these are parts of our identity as a Filipino. Be proud, Pinoy! So I guess this is the end. I hope that you have learned something from me today. I am Ella Amontexip, 19, a modern Filipina, all the way from Talibon, Bohol. See you in my next vlog.
Hi guys, I'll be talking about one of the indigenous craft in the Philippines is tanyak. So, yakhan are more of a kind, aesthetic and rich in different beauties, and during and any other occasions, they are also engaged
with makeovers with their faces. And this body art represent the traditional way of showing physical and cultural beauty, which known as a tanyak-tanyak. So, tanyak-tanyak is a face painting custom unique to Yakan tribal culture and worn only in wedding ceremonies. Then, patterns are said to have no symbolic meaning but have been used for centuries as a form of a cosmetic decoration long before commercial products were accessible. And do you know that tanyak-tanyak material used as spots and diamond patterns are printed on the skin using bamboo implements and a thick mixture and white flour and water. So that's it, and thank you for watching and listening. Thank you.
The Yakans, the original inhabitants of Basilan province, are considered one of the finest weavers of the Philippines. Yakan weaving uses bright, bold, and often contrasting colors in big symmetrical patterns. The designs come in simple to complex patterns and reflect the variety of the weaver's culture.
Good day, magandang buhay, kasangyang niliwpi. This is Blanche A. Villaseran, and I am encouraging you all to listen as we unfold the richness of one of the most complex weaves in the Philippines and is part of the Yakan cultural attire, the Yakan Siputangan. So sit back, listen, and enjoy.
Back in the day, Yakan women traditionally made textiles for their cultural dress, known as the semik. Accessories and interiors from abaca, pineapple and bamboo fibers grown in the island. The inspiration for designs comes from island living and Islamic sacred geometry. Furthermore, one of the indigenous crafts from the provinces of Mindanao, which originated from BARMM or Bangsamoro region, specifically in Basilan, is known as the Yakan Siputangan. For the materials, the warp and primary weft are made of cotton, and supplementary weft is made of silk. Yakan weavers employ a complex suksuk design technique, and at the very center, or also known as pusok of the siputangan, is the principal motif. It can be a flower or a star shape inside a small diamond shape. This motif is repeated and elaborated in various geometric shapes such as squares, zigzag forms, parallelograms, and triangles within bigger diamond-shaped spaces. Traditionally, the siputangan is the most intricate design worn exclusively by the women of Yakan tribe of Mindanao around their waist or as a headcloth, with men having their own square headcloth, which is known as the pies. The symbols found in the Yakan Siputangan reflect the richness and peaceful symbiosis found in nature. Almost every Yakan fabric can be described as unique, since the finished materials are not exactly identical. Differences may be seen in the pattern, or in the design, or in the distribution of colors. That's why the Yakan take pride in even the underside of each siputangan. Proof in the hard work and expertise of the artisan is seen on the underside of these fabrics. The Yakan see this as a symbol for the struggles and hard work.
That's all for Yakan Siputangan. Maraming salamat, magspultiid, and thank you everyone for listening. This has been Blanche A. Villaseran signing off.
Hi everyone, my name is Rodalyn A. Valence, 21 years of age from Holomainan, Dalagara, Cebu. In this video, I'm going to share with you one of the most popular crafts in Maranao, Mindanao, which is malong. The malong is usually made of cotton with simple plaits and stripes as the preferred patterns. The malong is one of the most well-known and widely used textiles produced by the weavers of Mindanao. This multifunctional tabular garment that originates from the Maranao, a Muslim community that resides near Lake Lanao in northwestern Mindanao. The malong can function as a skirt for both men and women, a dress, a blanket, a sunshade, a bedsheet, a dressing room, a hammock or a prayer mat, and other purposes. A newborn is wrapped in a malong, and as he grows, the piece of cloth becomes a part of his daily life. Thank you for watching.
Good day, Philippines! I am Juliet Yankin, 20 years old, from Pinamungahan, Cebu. As we all know, Philippines' rich culture and tradition do not lack when it comes to arts and crafts. And despite being colonized for decades by different countries, we have established our own and indigenous crafts that serve as our nation's identity. And these native crafts have signified how rich our country is with natural resources. One of the most precious living traditions that are still kept today is hat making or weaving. Specifically, we'll be talking about kodong, a multi-ornamented hat made out of pandan leaves. This native hat is famous from Tacloban City, Sultan Kudarat in Mindanao. This native hat is from city of Tacloban, Sultan Kudarat in Mindanao. Sultan Kudarat is a province with southern mystic and unparalleled beauty. Tourists will surely be captivated by its rich history and fascinating culture. But the real treasures of the province are, beyond any doubt, the crafts made by the loving locals in the region. The city is also known for its celebrations that really define the true Filipino values. Tacloban continually strives to be at the core of values and a home to many dissenting beliefs coming together and spelling what it means to be a Filipino. This headgear is made from pandan leaves which are abundant in the region. To form the structure of this traditional hat, bamboo strips are used. In making one, bamboos are turned into thinly sliced strands to form the structure of the headgear. Several layers of pandan leaves will be pasted or tied to the bamboo frame. The sides will be secured by placing a coarser bamboo frame. Commonly, the natural color of the leaves is retained, but colored rattan may also be used to weave a design. But of late, locals use new indigenous plant materials to make it more durable and elegant. It is skillfully woven and assembled by craftsmen for livelihood, for personal use, or just for a hobby. But the simpleness and practicality of its design is based on its primary purpose, the farmer's protection against the sun and the rain. In most parts of Mindanao, kodong became a signature product worn by the farms and the coastal areas by Lumad tribal people, making it a symbol of unity. In addition to its uses, the city of Tacloban, Sultan Kudarat is famous for its bird sanctuary with more than 20,000 herons and egrets, which offers exciting bird-watching experience to tourists. Visitors are advised to wear kodong to avoid catching bird droppings while enjoying the sight. There is also this celebration called Talakodong Festival, featuring the kodong, which aims to celebrate its humble beginnings as a major producer of this traditional hat. All we can say is that indigenous people have always created elements of artistic value. The Filipinos have an innate inclination to create, exemplifying the state of being engaged in their craft and taking a sense of joy and pride in their work. These crafts tell the story of the Philippines, not just about the Filipinos' lives, but the culture of their place. As we witness these indigenous crafts, let us continue to be proud of being a Filipino.